Welcome back, folks. Anyway, I love this part of the gag somehow more than the earlier part with just me. Perhaps because it does not include much of my own voice. While writing this, I kept thinking, no, this has to make sense. You're just too stupid to get it. Then I rewatched it and I was like, oh my god, it really does not make sense. Okay, with all the bad stuff said about the video, people seem to regardless of all like it. And they keep telling me that I did a good job. And I shouldn't worry. This probably comes from the fact that I didn't end up hating this. I did bash it, but at the end I did admit that it's not all that terrible and just requires a specific taste. My hatred does come from several factors, like me liking other seasons better for being more mature. Well, this one was kinda kiddie, and the fact, well, being kiddie is just a personal thing. Other people could like it. Also, some other reasons turned out to be wrong altogether. I was angry at 4Kids leaving stuff unedited here. It turned out that this whole time this show was actually not edited by 4Kids, but by Disney. They don't mind Japanese cultural references, it seems. Oh yes, the big nude underage girl scene. I guess it proves that I'm not a pedophile by trying to find logic here. Whatever. Never mind. I started out writing this review comparing GX to Frontier and Data Squad to 5Ds. The first ones being crap and the later ones underrated gold. But as I said, I changed my mind. Frontier is not all that bad, and Data Squad is nowhere near as perfect as I assumed it to be. But it still remains my favorite, that's a fact. I won't likely review it because, as I said, not as good as I thought. I just kinda changed my mind, but still my favorite. I love the characters, how they looked mature. I like the kinda more complex and serious story, especially Thomas as a character and Gaomon. Interesting duality there. Some do bash Marcus for being an annoying main character, but for me, he's the best main character ever. At least amongst the annoying, hyperactive ones. He has redeeming qualities. He cares for his sister and mother. He has the spirit of a samurai, and best of all, when he does something stupid, people get upset over it, or are annoyed by him. Hence, as the series progresses, he does kinda change a bit. Maybe that's not perfect, but let's compare it to Jaden from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. The stuff he says, the stuff he does, it's so stupid and yet people like him, smile at him most of the time. He definitely keeps smiling, and if anyone dares to not like him and get annoyed by our divine angel of stupidity, then that means that person is evil. Because Jaden is such a lovable character. Sorry, I still can't get over it. I hate that series. I will review it at some point. Ugh, whatever. Back to Frontier. As I was trying to say, I'm not the only guy in the world not liking this series. There's a bunch of people like me who saw all the shows and do not enjoy this one. But by showing understanding, admitting that I can see people liking this. Fans of it became willing to agree with me and admit that Not everything was perfect. And I'm surprised how well that worked out, especially considering how much of the video is spent on ranting and how much is left for giving the show some credit. But it did work out. No war or anything. Fans and haters in peace. Kinda. I didn't want to pretend I hated when I no longer did. The Nostalgia Critic made a review of The Wizard or Sonic the Hedgehog the animated series and acted like hating them, but in reality he did not. He just it all just earned him a lot of hate for something which wasn't really the case. I do not want that with my videos, and I'm glad I avoided it. Also, an interesting trivia note on the side, I did originally intend to make an abridged series out of this show, but nothing came out of it, and now that I kinda don't find it as terrible as before, I kinda doubt it will ever really happen. Oh yeah, about the voice acting, I can't record stuff when my family is around, and doing voiceover the whole time without showing myself seems weird to me. Not really into that. Definitely not something for a big review. Look at this. The Gomaman doesn't even get to say a line. I cut so much corners to save time, and yet this video is still overly long. Some people did also mention that I picked a very bad episode to review riff on. Some call it even one of the worst. It was not intentional. It wasn't intentional. I promise. Pure accident. I picked it because I remember it being real bad, and due to me having the original intention of calling this show terrible, it seems fitting, but even so, people did admit that I came to the right conclusion at the end. It's surprising how often that happens to me. I took the wrong turn or the wrong way. I shouldn't have done that. Yada yada yada. But still, I did make it to the goal with the right conclusion. I guess in some way that proves that I'm not that bad of a reviewer after all. I perhaps should mention as last that so far I only watched the first episode of Digimon Cross Wars, the 6th series, and to be honest, I'm very disappointed. Now, after solving the whole hate problem I had with Frontier, Cross Wars really seems like the worst of the whole Digimon franchise. The side characters are so boring, two-dimensional, and lack motivation. Yes, I only saw one episode, it doesn't prove anything, and so forth. But from the stuff I heard, there seems to be a bit of proof behind this. I heard rumors that due to fan backlash, the sidekick characters were kicked out of the main frontline cast. This just strikes me the wrong way. Yes, I hated them, but instead of giving the characters some more depth, the authors just admit having messed up and remove them? That's just wrong. And another thing that pissed me off was Shoutmon, the main character's Digimon. Already halfway through the first episode, I was annoyed and bored. But then he showed up and begged the main character to save him. I was impressed. A child has to save the Digimon. I do like this turn. This is new. This is interesting. But then the kid goes to the digital world and Shoutmon is perfectly fine. All well and fine. The kid, of course, asks what happened. He was apparently wounded. But what does Shoutmon say?
Got better.
What a fucking joke! This really pissed me off. They came up with a good idea, added it into their mediocre show to awaken interest in me. But what's the payoff? Them waving the script with the good plot before my eyes and saying, yeah, we could write this stuff in an intelligent and interesting way, but we won't, just cause. Okay. Maybe I'm overreacting. I should see more of the show than that before passing judgment. But I really do not feel compelled to after this. Maybe once it makes its way to German television, I will give it a look. But in any case, very bad first impression. Anyway, I still like the Wings Club review a lot more. I think it was somewhat so bad it was good, kind of good. This video had a lot of problems. I see that. Bad writing, convoluted order of things, lack of focus on what matters, weird script, bad sidekick, really makes me feel embarrassed, and yet everyone keeps telling me that it's good, that I should stop being so hard on myself. Well, maybe they have a point. And even if it was bad, still same thing. Gotta try harder next time. As I said earlier, my next review won't be coming out too soon with my current state of things, with family. Maybe there's gonna be a Christmas special, but for a real review, I need my own four walls. So, not this year. So, to sum things up, I still don't like Frontier, but I don't hate it anymore. Maybe I don't even consider it bad anymore. I do, however, not like this review all that much. I think it could be so much more. I very much appreciate the effort my friends put into it. Wish I could have made more out of it. Hope things work out better next time. Oh boy, the random ending. I love that it sorta became my running gag. As a last note, my favorite gag from this review is still the third one of the deleted jokes. The one with Arbomon. I know, no one really got impressed by it, but I do enjoy it. Whatever, bye.